All of the walls were white, everything white. I didn't feel anything sitting there except looked around. It was just so boring. It didn't have any of my personality. It lacked life. I found out that truly gave me a sense of peace. It just clears my mind in a way that nothing else does. When I was 19 or 20, I was moving into my first apartment. I did not have a lot of money. I went to IKEA. Things can still get expensive at IKEA, believe me, especially when you need everything. It was all muted, beige and brown. I had all these bibs and bobs and everything. And I put everything up. It was not a beautiful home. I wasn't the very creative IKEA shopper either. I just bought out of necessity, not with any creativity or inspiration or anything like that in mind. When I was done decorating, the apartment, it lacked life. It was the first apartment I had. I even got like a sofa from my mother's that she had gotten from somebody else as well. It was like a hand-me-down, this big beige sofa. It was not the most beautiful sofa either. All of the walls were white, everything white. And I was just sitting down, but I didn't feel anything sitting there except looked around. It was just so boring. It didn't have any of my personality. I'm colourful, I'm happy, I love to create, I love to imagine, I love to express myself, especially in colours, as you can see. It doesn't have to be bold everything, but I like the nuances. I like the splash here and the splash there. You need to get some sort of feeling when you come into a space. You need to have a home, not just an environment you live in. But I was out of money, of course. I spent all the money I had. Went on a trip to the city, and I walked past this gallery, this big fancy gallery, and I was like, I do not have any money, but it doesn't hurt to actually walk in and see what they have, just to get inspiration, just to see what could be, what I someday could have. And I browsed through all of the artwork, and then in the back there was like this big wall of just stacked artworks. You couldn't see them, you had to manually go through each one. And 2/3 in, I found this painting. It was so beautiful. It was an abstract piece. It was just blues and greens. I felt like just watching it, it just spoke to me on some sort of level. It wasn't bold that I thought I needed. It wasn't very colourful that I actually also thought I needed. It was just muted colours, like a sea of peace in some sort of way, if you can say that. And this lady in the gallery came up to me and told me that you could pull it out so I can see it properly. And I saw it and I was like, I want this. I so want that. And I could imagine it in my living room, just on the wall above my couch, and just see how beautiful it would look and how it would suddenly make my apartment feel alive. I would imagine coming home, just seeing that painting and just lighting up. I asked her how much it costs, and of course she told me that I think it was $3,500. And bear in mind, I was totally broke. I had no money. So it was just, I'm not even sure why I asked, because it was so out of the range of possibility that it was, but you're curious, right? And she was like, yeah, do you want it? And I was like, I need to think about this, It's a big decision, I told her. It's a lot of money, so I need to know I make the right purchase. And she was, yeah, of course. Bearing in mind that I was totally broke, so I had no plans of buying that piece of art anyway. But I asked her, could I take a picture of the painting so I could see how it would fit in my home? I took the picture and she put it away, because now I felt kind of uncomfortable staying in the shop any longer, because I clearly could not afford any piece of artwork in that gallery, not even close. And I walked away, and on the bus home, I looked at that painting and I yearned. I wanted it so badly. I imagined just how good it would look in my apartment. And then I started to reflect on, okay, I have painted, but I haven't like truly, really dig deep into like actively painting. I buy like really, really cheap canvases and I paint because I need something, just something will be better than nothing. And I created this big splash, bold, colorful painting. And yes, it was not great. It wasn't of great quality or great artistic talent, but it was something. And I hang it on a wall. And even though it wasn't great, it suddenly transformed my space in ways I actually couldn't have known. Even though it was bad, it was so bad. Every time I went into my home from that day forward, I still felt the warmth of looking at that painting. It gave me a smile on my face each time I looked at it, and trying in my own way to create a home for myself that I would truly love and feel at peace at. After that, I started painting a lot. I painted so many bad paintings. I painted over and over on the same painting as well because I couldn't really afford a new canvas. I found out that painting truly gave me a sense of peace. It just clears my mind in a way that nothing else does. I had a little bit more money, I had gotten a bit older, I had tried, failed and succeeded in some ways, getting better and increasing the quality of my work. I started to see how I could improve incrementally. I was so surprised in myself for actually having created this. Not just something I thought was beautiful, but something that gave somebody else something positive as well. Just like when I went into that gallery years ago and saw something that hit me. The moment I saw that feeling in somebody else, I was like, this is my passion. This is something I need to continue doing. Something that truly gives me a sense of purpose. So if you take anything with you from what I just said, don't be afraid of failing, because we've all been there. Everybody has failed several times, probably 100 times before they actually do something really good. It's not just the hours you work on something, but it's actually improving every time you do something. Be mindful of not just the effort, but the quality behind the effort you put in. And create something that you truly enjoy, something that gives you a sense of purpose. I know how much abstract art has transformed my life. I know how much it has transformed my space. To this day, I still need to have some sort of painting in almost every room. I think it's important that we all feel a sense of peace, that we all feel inspiration, that we feel we have a home that we can truly relax in. And for me, at least, abstract art is a key point in creating that home.